Ryan Poles strikes again, agreeing early to a 3-year deal with TJ Edwards, linebacker from the Philadelphia Eagles. Ryan Poles landed TJ Edwards for 3 years, 19.5 million. That is a steal. Only 12 million guaranteed. We basically got TJ Edwards for 3 years for less than Roquan is going to make in one season. That is crazy. A $6.5 million AAV compared to Roquan's $20 million per season. This is a steal. Just a huge move by Ryan Poles here. Although this move does have Ian Cunningham's fingerprints all over it. TJ Edwards had 2 sacks, 7 pass deflections, 10 tackles for loss last year to go with 159 tackles. Very comparable to Roquan's stats. He was a leader on the Eagles defense and was a leader in tackles for the team the last 2 years. Big move by Ryan Poles just 17 minutes into the free agent period. Linebacker play was awful for the Bears last season. With the exception of Jack Sanborn, the roster lacked much linebacker talent at all. Edwards, meanwhile, has been one of the most underrated linebackers in the entire NFL the last 2.5 years. He's a premier off-the-ball linebacker, and the contract is an insane value. We literally got him for 3 years for less than Roquan will make this season. That's kind of insane. King Poles strikes again, still leaving us with plenty of cap space to make more moves. TJ Edwards graded out wonderfully per PFF last season and was named to their third quarter All-Pro team, stating that few linebackers have been as consistent as Edwards within this Eagles defense this season. He has 31 defensive stops, 5 pass breakups, and even 11 pressures on the blitz, while the average pass into linebacker coverage generates a passer rating of around 105. Passes to Edwards' coverage area produced only a rating of 63.7. So in summary, Edwards is an extremely solid tackler. He is awesome in coverage, and he puts pressure on quarterbacks by blitzing. He is instantly the best player in our front seven and gives our coach, Matt Eberflus, a much-needed will linebacker who could play Mike as well. I think Jack Sanborn starts at the Mike, and these two make a great pairing. I am blown away by the value of this signing. Free agency is not a time known for value contracts. It's the land of overpaying for players. I want to be clear here that I do not think we overpaid for TJ Edwards. I think this contract is a huge value, and Poles landed a steal here. Edwards was one of the best players on a Super Bowl defense last year. He upgrades everything about our defense, the run stopping, the pass coverage, and the blitzing. Huge move by Ryan Poles. The Broncos have signed both offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey and offensive guard Ben Powers. The Bears missed out on both, and the 49ers have got Javon Hargrave from the Eagles. There are also reports the Bears might still be going after Colts linebacker Bobby Okereke. That move would mean that Jack Sanborn would go to the Sam linebacker. And I do got my boy Jordan Silvera here to give his quick take on new linebacker TJ Edwards.
Hey, thanks, Swifties, for having me. This is Jordan T. Silvera. You can find me at Jordan T. Silvera on Twitter. Always a joy and pleasure to be here. It's the most frantic, frenzy, frenetic day of the league and free agency. But hey, we're Chicago Bears fans, and you got that money now to start spending. And I got to tell you, I love what I'm seeing. I mean, we've seen a ton of restraint from Ryan Poles about just making sure he's not dumping in to Javon Hargrave or Mike McGlinchey big deals. But we got to talk. We're here to talk about some TJ Edwards, right? Wisconsin Badger joining up with Jack Sanborn, everybody's new favorite Bear. So I'm really excited about TJ Edwards, Swifty. I think to me, he's a linebacker who is instinctive. A lot. Again, I know we could talk RAS scores, love Kentley Platt and Math Bomb and all of that, but I think that don't let the RAS score fool you when it comes to TJ Edward. If you put a good defensive front in front of him, he is a see ball, get ball type of guy. Really instinctive, shows good football IQ and intelligence. I could, I've sent you a couple of my early all 22 clips of him as I watch, me, I watch football from every different team. And you can just see TJ Edward. I mean, he's over there scraping over the top, taking care of Taysom Hill on a QB power, all the way to chasing down from the far side hash, sideline to sideline, chasing down Jonathan Taylor, one of the best backs. And so I think when you think of him in this Bears defense, it's exactly the type of guy that Eberflus and company want. He's athletic, he's smart, he's a hard worker, former undrafted guy, had to work his way up to a starting linebacker position in that Eagles defense. He and Kaiser White were the two off-ball linebackers. He was the green dot wearer, the one communicating all the calls. So I think that he could be in line for the Mike position, and you move Sanborn out to Sam. We'll see, though. I do think that TJ Edwards has enough ability and has enough instinctual play to play that will position, where ultimately you still keep Sanborn and his instincts in the middle, and you just ask that more athletic, instinctive version of Sanborn and TJ Edwards at a super good value, by the way, coming in. I mean, you want to talk about Roquan 20 million, now we're talking about TJ Edwards for 6.5 M, average annual. So I just cannot begin to express how excited I am. And don't get me wrong, I still love Bobby Okereke. That was a guy I was really fond of, and we'll see where he ends up. I hope it's Chicago. That was my number one linebacker acquisition, but I got to tell you, me, Swifty, I'm kind of plugged in with different fan bases, and I promise you this isn't just, he's the newest Bear, so I'm hyped. I'm friends with Dolphins fans that were begging for TJ Edwards because they needed linebacker to other teams. So I know Eagles fans weren't excited at the idea of losing him. I mean, he was starting over Nakobe Dean, a really highly respected prospect that fell because of a shoulder issue. And so they're going to have to give Nakobe Dean the reins now because Ryan Poles took TJ Edwards. And the last thing I'll say is, as much as this is Ryan Poles, this one has Ian Cunningham's fingerprints all over it. Hey, I know about leadership. I know about the character of this guy. I know that he was an undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin. I know that he worked his ass off to get to his starting spot. I think this guy's a good fit in our locker room, Ryan. And they're enough. You see it.
I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, man. It's awesome. I can't wait. I'm sure we got more news to break down later, so we're going to get into that. But first guy we got here, TJ Edwards, man. I'm excited about it. I'm sure we got more news to break later. Thanks for joining me, brother. I love you, man.
I love you too. We'll talk soon.
All right. Peace, brother.
Peace.
That was my guy Jordan Silvera joining for a minute to talk about TJ Edwards, the newest Bear. I can't be more excited. We got a brand new Bear at linebacker. Our front seven is upgraded. We did lose out on a couple of targets. Javon Hargrave is gone. Mike McGlinchey is gone. Ben Powers is gone. I still want one of those right tackles. I'm hoping Poles now turns his focus to either Jawan Taylor or Caleb McGarry. Stay tuned, guys. More news going to be rolling out all day long, all week long. Be sure to hit that like button. And until next time, bear down.